Hey everybody, welcome back to Cinematic Relief Game of Thrones discussion, episode 2.
Yeah.
For season 8 of Game of Thrones. I am Thunder.
Oh, I'm Lightning. I thought you were going to talk about it.
I was. When I said I was about to go right into it, and then I was like, I feel like I forgot something, and then I did like a little mini checklist in my head, and I was like, I already said I. Might as well finish the sentence.
Sure.
But yeah, it was good. Here's the deal. Like, it was another. Oh, first of all, hang on. If there was ever any doubt, spoiler alert for season 8, episode 2 of Game of Thrones, the one that aired on the 21st of April. It was good. It was more talking.
Well, yeah, you and I had this discussion shortly because we're trying not to talk about it once it's over.
Right.
But and luckily they were kind enough to let us know in the last 30 seconds of the episode, it's happening next episode.
Yeah.
Because I was like, all the way up until then, I was like, there's not a third episode of no story progression, right?
Literally,
right?
This episode.
There's 7 episodes.
This episode was it started the same day that the last episode left off on. It went up until deep into the night, and then it slowly trickled through a bunch of nighttime scenes, and then the last scene was the army's here, time to battle.
It was definitely entertaining. And
oh yeah, I liked this one more than I liked last week's.
I did too. My it's and I think they're with me, and you said it perfectly. Just enough. Let's continue the story. There's a lot happening. I get it. Everybody met each other for the first time. It's B-A-N-A-N-A-S. It's bananas. But let's get over it.
This episode kind of was every character that did you forget that they knew each other? They had
or that they didn't.
Or yeah, they had a little talk.
Yeah.
And everyone it really did, not just because they were talking about how some of them think they're gonna die or whatever. It really did feel they were all ready. They were just all in the same boat. We just have to wait through the night until the not the Walking Dead. What are they called? The White Walkers.
The White Walkers, yeah.
I didn't say this last time. But I'm getting first season episode 1 through 3 vibes. Because remember how season 1 starts with every house visiting the Stark house, and they're just kind of all hanging out. I'm kind of getting those vibes because there's 3 characters that aren't in Winterfell right now.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. I just God, I'm trying to think of everything I want to talk about, and I'm trying to do it linearly, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to.
There was this is totally not linearly. This is end of the episode. Jon Snow told Daenerys.
Yeah, and her response was almost exactly what I expected it to be. She doesn't care about the aunt nephew fucking. She was just that means you get the throne and I
Beyond that, even let's not to bring everything back to Star Wars, but Luke told Leia she was his sister. They didn't really talk about on camera how they kissed, but she had a moment of whoa, I have more family than I thought I did.
Yeah.
That wasn't there. There was nothing except this a-hole can get the throne.
Yeah.
And
which sucks because the last scene with her was her talking about Sansa about how in love with Jon Snow she truly is.
Yeah. But even that, I think that was just sweet talk because Sansa was like, "Oh, you love him? Well, you're gonna let our kingdom go then, right?" And she was like, "Nah, I'm not gonna do that though." And just so, I know you like her, so I apologize when I say this.
Who?
Daenerys.
Yeah.
There's just, I feel like this episode personified all the issues I have with her as a ruler. The thing that annoyed me the most is Cersei. We find out from Jaime. We got to talk about Jaime, but let me.
Yeah.
Cersei's army isn't coming. Instantly, instead of taking any of the blame herself, she looks at Tyrion like, eh? Like,
Yeah.
what was that about? And it's like, yes, he's your advisor. He advised you to do that, but you also agreed. You have to take with her, it's either things go great and she takes all the glory, or things go wrong and it was because somebody advised her poorly.
Yeah, like literally Cersei lied and she blamed Tyrion, and then like practically half the episode she was like, should I fire Tyrion?
Yeah.
And it's like, no.
And even Tyrion was like, she's gonna fire me. Tyrion's too smart to not realize that that's not a good a good mentality for a leader.
Yeah.
Things go wrong, she points the finger at somebody else.
No, I think that's the issue that Tyrion is having. I think he's the one who has come to terms with the fact that it's his job to make sure that Daenerys doesn't turn into her father.
Right. Well, that's the other thing too. She's definitely going nuts in that Jon Snow scene. I said that right.
Sure.
Okay. There was almost alliteration, and I was like, did I get the words in the right order? You just see how completely bonkers she is. Like, nuts. She was just like, wait, throne? You throne, but me throne.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not the point. That's not even why he told you.
No.
And like, I mean, I'm not making a case for anybody else. I'll keep, because I'm not trying to be like, and that's why this person deserves it more than this person. But just, I'm trying to just simply talk about her, and she can be extremely condescending, all that nonsense. I feel like it's really coming out now. I feel like every scene with her is just nuts.
We as audience members have like a choice laid before us, and we have like 5 or 6 people who could sit on the throne, and like it's kind of looking, especially in the last 2 episodes, like Dany might like not be the best choice.
Right. I mean, I am Team Jon Snow. And now more than ever, because in my head, they never really, until these last 2 episodes, said directly, because of his heritage, he is the true heir.
Yeah, we all assumed.
Right. It was an assumption, but nobody said it until now. And now it's just even more justified. Now the question is, who's going to survive?
Yeah.
There's also Gendry, Cersei, I said that right? You're looking at Gendry. What did I say? Gendry?
You said Gendry again.
Oh,
it's
yeah,
Gendry.
Gendry. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's Daenerys, Jon, Cersei, Gendry, and I feel like there's one other person.
I also feel like there's one other person.
I mean, technically Tyrion and Jaime, but
I was kind of thinking them too. There's no chance either of them even want it.
No, absolutely not.
They're too. That's the thing, is they're too smart for that.
How many people have to tell Tyrion you should be king, and his response to be the same exact thing each time, which is, I'm a good hand of the king, I wouldn't make a good king.
Right. Yeah. His response is, yeah, but I like my life.
Yeah, I like They took the time in this episode to like show all the people who like are in a relationship. Like they showed Grey Worm and his girl for a bit. I forget her name.
Miss Sandrill. Sure. Now you got to edit that.
What do you mean?
Put her name up there.
Oh, I won't though.
Okay.
Because this goes up.
Well, you can look up her name. Grey Worm's girlfriend. It's just, here's the thing, his name is 2 4-letter words. Hers is like 17, and it's not a real word.
Yeah,
it's hard.
But I was gonna say is I like how, and I feel like this is rare for Game of Thrones, but they have a unique opportunity with everyone being at Winterfell. I like how they took time to like show who like all the like friends are, like Jaime and Brienne are not romantically involved, and I hope they never are, because they work better as friends. Theon and Sansa aren't gonna be...
Well, they can't. At least not physically.
No, obviously. Grey Worm also.
Oh, true, but he's still... that one doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just saying, like, there's not always... Like, a problem I have with media and fiction and stuff is, like, not always do male character and female character have to be romantically involved.
Right.
And there was a bunch of that in this episode where it was like, here's a conversation between Arya and the Hound, and they're just talking like friends. Here's a conversation between Jaime and Brienne, and they're just talking like friends, and stuff like that.
Oh God, the Wild Man. What's his name?
Thormund, Giantsbane.
Thormund. Yes. First of all, loved his origin story this episode.
Do you think it's real?
Fantastic. I don't think it's funny because when you left, I had that thought in my head. Like, did he just make that up to show up Jamie? I don't think that man understands the concept of deceiving.
But that's why. Oh, of deceiving. I was gonna say because that's clearly why he said that.
Oh,
story,
yeah.
'cause
Oh,
he was
absolutely.
Like, he was like, Brienne, I like you. Don't go out with.
Oh
Jamie.
no, he'll definitely have a pissing contest. I just don't think he'll lie about anything. I don't think he was brought up that way. I think you're seeing like the whole this guy lived such a humble, simple life of just of just like caveman-esque living, and then you have the pompous heirs down south,
Yeah.
and he's just like, no, I'm badass, and it's all true, and I'm just gonna lay it out.
Yeah.
Can't wait for those memes to come out. That was just so fantastic.
Dude, it's Monday afternoon. I think you already missed them. Do you know how fast the internet goes?
No, I was looking this morning. I couldn't find a single one.
Damn.
Somebody make one. Whoever's listening, make one. Send it. Put it in the comments. I think he's my third favorite character now.
Yeah.
But I'm kind of team him and Brienne.
Why?
It's just
Why?
it'd be so
I just
funny.
Have so much respect for Brienne.
it would
and
be-
I know that Brienne
No, I know.
doesn't want it.
He
I thought
just-
the Oh, sorry. Keep going.
No, it's just you asked me why. I was gonna explain.
Yeah. No. Sorry.
It's just such a huge. I don't mean that this isn't a double entendre. It's such a huge mountain to climb for this guy to get with her.
Yeah.
Like, he's such a weirdo.
Yeah.
And she has so much self-respect.
Yeah.
Not saying she should lower her standards, but just see that this guy's clearly nuts about her.
Yeah.
And I just, it would be kind of funny if it's at the end of it, she's just like, all right, sure, let's try it.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
This is an important text message, but I can wait. What was I gonna say? We talked about it beforehand a little, but it was cool to finally see a scene between Lyanna Mormont and Jorah Mormont.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it.
Because they've been related this whole time,
Yeah.
but they've never talked. And the conversation they were having was literally like an in media res conversation about him being like, you're a small girl, and if I'm going to go fight, if I fight, you're the last of our line, and one of us has to survive.
Right.
And she was like, nah, fuck that. Fuck you. I'm going to fight. You can fight too. I don't give a shit.
I never realized they were cousins. I'm glad they specified
Oh, yeah,
that.
I didn't know how they were related. They're
Yeah.
just both called Mormont.
Yeah, no, exactly. This got tossed in there real subtle, like I guess they ended the first episode with this, but I didn't catch it. They start with a U. Oh, why am I doing this?
The Unsullied?
No. It's a northern family. Umbrals or something like that.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One of the northern houses
Okay.
is wiped out. They're way beyond the wall. Everybody who's anywhere possibly north of Winterfell is dead, is
Oh,
what they
yeah.
were saying. Like half of like the northern region is gone.
Yeah.
Everybody who's not at Winterfell is dead, is what it seemed like. Which to me, what that means, it feels like all the pieces are falling into place for Jon Snow. Everybody who's with him is alive.
Yeah.
Everybody who denounced him is dead. So I thought that was interesting. Jamie's alive.
Yeah. Oh, did you think he was gonna?
It was dicey. I
Yeah.
mean, that would be... Here's the thing. They said there was going to be Red Wedding level shockers in this season.
Who said that?
The interwebs.
Okay.
Haven't seen one yet.
Yeah.
But I'm just expecting like we're down to all the characters people care about essentially at this point.
right.
I'm expecting them to just start popping off.
See, I feel like saying that phrase that you just said, a Red Wedding level of shockers, is like a little. I feel like that's not going to be super accurate because like we're about to go into a war. I expect characters to die, and the Red Wedding was
Right,
literally like
true.
a blindside. Like one scene, everything's fine. In one scene, everyone's getting killed.
That's exactly. No, I know exactly what you're saying. I think we're gonna get some shockers. What that told me was this episode, I was watching it, I was like, all right, there's not gonna be extensive violence enough for them to talk about it. Somebody's gonna die in this castle. I was expecting
But they
shocker.
didn't. That's
no,
another
they
thing
didn't.
I wanted to bring up. The second episode out of 6 in season 8 that we've made it out of with no character deaths makes
Scary.
makes me feel like we're gonna lose a couple good soldiers in the
this one.
in the war to come. Because that's the thing. So the first episode was 54 minutes, and the second episode was 58 minutes, both shorter than a usual episode of Game of Thrones. Next episode is the longest Game of Thrones episode ever. It's gonna be an hour and 22 minutes.
Insane.
So
A lot of room for people to die.
A lot of room for people to die. A lot of room to. Here's what I'm expecting, and I didn't expect it this quickly. Where they're just gonna get the whole war out of the way.
Yeah, so I was wondering that myself. Do you think it's going to be I think it's going to be 2 episodes, and then we're done with it. Maybe one because it's an hour and 22 minutes. Maybe one. Maybe that's why it's so extensive.
I think we need, because there's 4 episodes left.
Yeah.
I think what's gonna happen is 1 episode of the White Walker War, and then maybe 15 minutes to a half hour of more White Walker War in episode 4.
Right.
And then the rest of that episode is mourning the dead and talking about what we're going to do next. And then the 5th episode is going to be let's go take the throne, whatever that means.
Right.
And then episode 6 is going to be a series finale ending wrap up. Like nothing major is going to happen. It's just going to be a bunch of talking, which I'm fine with as long as they
I don't know if my heart can take it, Anthony.
What, just the waiting?
I've been gearing up to say that since you were talking about just the White Walker War.
Yeah.
But then you went into all of it, and just buckle up. Get ready. You want to talk about the next time on?
Well, are we done talking about this time on?
There was definitely a lot that happened.
I felt, this is something
yeah,
I wanted to
go
bring
for
up.
it.
I felt that the Arya Gendry scene was completely out of character.
Oh, for her.
For her.
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know.
I think it's a bit, I think it's kind of maturity. They think they're going to die. I'm sure, the part in her life where she would have had, coming of age feelings, she had to put that in the back of her mind.
Yeah.
Now she's like, all right, I have a moment in my life. I know this might be it. I'm gonna act on it.
Yeah. I don't know. It seemed I don't know. It seemed out of character to me.
No, you're right.
Like
you're absolutely right.
She didn't say this, of course, but once it finally happened, it seemed like she was like, make my weapon and then we'll talk about us having sex. And then they did. And then it was I get what you're saying about maturity, but it was also not the opposite of maturity.
Oh yeah,
of the feeling of like, I just got to have sex once, please.
I feel like in such extreme measures, she definitely wasn't the only one with that on her mind. But yeah, it wasn't the first thing you or I would expect her to be thinking about.
Right. You'd think she'd be getting ready for the battle in whatever way she can. Because, like, she is a superpower now. It's useless in the war.
Right.
What is she, like?
Right. No, yeah. I just thought of it, like, as a game of chess real quick. Like, maybe she could get a White Walker aside, swap some faces, and get closer to the Night King.
See, I don't know. I don't know if it works with,
right.
With
if they're
going to
know. Right. If, like, the dead are going to know she's not dead or something like that.
Right. Because, like, as far as, like, zombies go, these ones are pretty intelligent.
Oh, yeah.
These ones can, like, move and walk and run and, like, strategize and stuff.
Just to get back to Arya real quick, though, because now you got me thinking. A mix of, obviously, she's been neglecting these feelings for a while. Could it also be that even though they're probably about to die, she has a feeling of comfort being home with her family? Like, she feels like she can let her hair down for a second after all that's happened.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe that would make sense, but I feel like that would also be out of character for this new Arya. 'Cause
True.
She's so like.
Well, I
she's-
think that's my point, though. I think we might be seeing a bit of the old Arya before
Yeah.
things got nuts.
No, that would be cool, especially because especially if like that's what broke her. Like if she dies in the next episode and it's like I was too careless because
Right.
I'm home and I'm
Ooh, yeah.
not used to being home. I didn't know. I don't know if you knew this. I didn't know that Sam's wife was in Winterfell. I thought she was back home, but I guess she's safe in Winterfell with
Yeah,
young Sam.
I
just don't remember
yeah, no, I
if they ever talked about that.
I feel like we've maybe seen her at Winterfell, but she wasn't on my radar.
She definitely
Like-
wasn't in last week's episode.
Right.
That's another thing. I feel like there was a lot of characters last week that just didn't get a scene, like Brienne.
And
And then the whole like
well,
this
she got a
episode-
pretty big one this week.
Yeah, it felt like last week was like all the major characters have to have a conversation, and then this week was like all the less than major characters have to have a conversation. That's something I was gonna bring up when you were talking about Jaime. Daenerys was all like, "No, we gotta like lock him up or kill him or whatever," and I was sitting there like, "How's Jaime gonna get out of this one?"
Mm.
I did not expect Brienne to stand up because as soon as she did, I was like, "Oh fuck, Sansa likes this woman more
Yeah.
than any other human being. And Jaime's gonna get out of this just
Yeah.
fine." So that was pretty cool. And then she got knighted, which was cool.
By Jaime.
Yeah, he didn't
Came
have
full
to,
circle.
He didn't have to do that, and I feel like here's the thing with that scene. Thormund was like trying to, as you put it, like start a dick measuring contest.
Yeah.
Where he was like, which one of us is gonna get Brienne of Tar?
Jaime's just not interested.
No, Jaime. Jaime, when he knighted her, I genuinely feel like he was like, "Oh fuck, why haven't I knighted her?"
Yeah.
yet? Like he wasn't even thinking about like.
There was one stupid scene between Jaime and just real quick before I forget, between Jaime and Brienne that I hated, and it was the two of them meeting again, and she's like, "Why aren't you insulting me?" It felt like a kid's cartoon. I was like, "'Cause it's different circumstances. We all know what situation we're all in.
Yeah.
That's why, obviously.
Yeah.
Did you even need to say that? It was kind of silly.
Yeah, I was kind of taken aback by that because I don't remember. I guess I just haven't seen them interact in a while. Did he used to insult her?
Well,
all the
he
time?
was her captive,
right.
so she was giving him crap, and he wasn't going to take it.
Okay.
He's,
yeah. No, I
he's
feel like
Prince
there was.
Jaime, you know.
I feel like there was
I guess kind of.
a bit of like a. I feel like there was a couple moments.
Yeah, I feel like they
before,
resolved their issues
like,
before that.
pre-purple wedding where Jaime and Brienne were like cool.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I thought we were past that.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a bit much.
Yeah. And Bran did exactly what I thought he was gonna do.
Yeah.
He knows everything now.
Yeah,
So he knows about the whole Jaime pushed him out of the window thing, but he didn't
He-
tell him
he
in the.
had a subtle. It was cool. He let him know he remembers without
Yeah.
letting anybody else know, which
Yeah,
was cool.
I'm glad they did that because they put that scene in the.
Yeah, at
I
the
wouldn't have
beginning.
known what the fuck he was referring
Right,
to
no,
if they
me
didn't
either.
do that.
I mean, we probably could have pieced it together,
Like here and now in this conversation,
Yeah.
maybe, but yeah.
but no, it was cool that they reminded us.
No, but even afterwards, Jaime was like, "Why didn't you rat me out, bro?"
Yeah.
And I thought he was gonna say because I lost my memory, but Jaime meant in that room a couple minutes ago.
Right.
Why didn't you rat me out? And he was just basically like, "I don't care because I'm immortal" or whatever the fuck he was trying to say.
I just every time he's on screen, I'm just like, I don't care. I know you know everything, but like, what? Unless he takes over a dragon,
I don't think he does that anymore. Like we were talking about how
he's transcended everything.
he's
He's
a-
too much of a hipster.
What you're referring to is that he's a warg, and wargs have the ability to like send their like sight into
Yeah.
an animal, and they can like control the
Yeah,
animal.
well, like their consciousness.
Yeah, and we've been saying for a while that like it would be cool if he did that to a dragon. We assumed early on the dragons would be on a different side than him,
right.
but he hasn't done that in like 3 seasons. I just think he's all three-eyed raven all the time, and he doesn't care about his wargness anymore because he uses the same abilities that he does to put himself in an animal to see
Right.
past, present, and future.
Right.
So I think he's just like Why would I use my like Dio? Why would I use my power like that when I have this power now?
Right, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah, not the band.
No, yeah. No, exactly.
But yeah. So let's. I'm just trying to think if I forgot about anything. No, I think we're good. Let's talk about
I gotta go eat a steak, so let's wrap this up.
Okay.
But yeah, the next time on. Okay. I'm just remembering the next time on. Brienne's in the middle of it. That was one thing that jumped right out at me. She's like front lines. Not that I expected anything different, but
Right.
like the character's probably gonna die. Like fingers crossed. Jesus, she's right up in it.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure there's gonna be levels of like these people are up front, these people are at the wall of Winterfell, these people are hiding in Winterfell as far as main characters go. I had a moment of like, what's Daenerys gonna do? But she's gonna be on a dragon.
Yeah.
I don't know why I thought about that for a
Yeah.
second, because I was like, Jon Snow's gonna be in the front. I can tell, but like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say the next time on was basically nothing. It was
Yeah.
just basically a bunch of action shots, which is great because the last week's next time on made it seem like they were gonna do Jaime's trial and then get right into a battle. But the scene that made me think that was the last scene in the episode.
Right. Right.
So because there wasn't much to talk about on the next time on, I think that the whole
Oh yeah, it's
episode
gonna be
is
all
gonna be a
fighting,
battle.
and
Here's
I guarantee you, it's gonna be like if they showed more than like 30 seconds of anything, it's gonna be a spoiler.
Yeah, exactly. Here's my concern. My favorite episode of Game of Thrones still is the Battle of Blackwater
yeah.
Bay, and I've seen that episode maybe 6 times.
It's a good one.
The worst part of that episode is when you're down in the safe room and Cersei is
yeah.
getting drunk and being like, Sansa, get drunk with me.
Yeah.
I just don't. I hope that I know that there's gonna be scenes like that where it's like Gilly and Little Sam and they're like in the bunker, and I just like I hope that the scenes that take place in the like safe haven place aren't like that they're like
extensive.
Not just that they're not extensive, just that they're not boring.
Yeah.
I know it's gonna be a good episode, and I'm getting ready to watch
Me
a
too.
good episode.
I've heard this battle is gonna be bigger than the Lord of the Rings Return of the King battle. So that's
Really?
exciting. Yeah.
This
is supposedly I doubt it too. I've heard, granted, obviously the
you heard
episode hasn't
Cersei
come
last
out
episode.
yet.
There's no elephants.
There's no elephants,
There's no
I know.
elephants in the mix.
Who could imagine a war with no elephants in Game of Thrones? That would be like
No, I'm saying the battle you referred to as
Oh, I
elephants.
know
in
there
it
was
from Return of
elephants.
the King.
Yeah, right.
Except they're not elephants, they're Oliphants.
Elephants.
No, it's with an O.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Olaf.
Well, I'll just ask Sean Astin when I see him. He's literally the only one who says that. Not the show we're talking about.
Ooh, this is a fun game. Can I derail?
Oh,
Chris
it's not
into-
that hard.
Can I derail Chris into forgetting that we're doing?
It's not gonna be a fun game. It'll happen every time. Could bring up one word from Star Wars, and that'll be the rest of the episode. Anyways, that's what I've heard. I also doubt it,
Yeah.
but they're claiming this is gonna be like the biggest fight cinematically.
I will be surprised if it's not the biggest fight in Game of Thrones history, but I don't know
Right.
about
That's
medieval.
That's what I
cinematic
heard. I'm not
history.
sure I believe it either. That's just what I heard.
Can I just say, I am so. I was thinking about this while we were discussing the next time on. I am so surprised that Jon Snow's plan worked almost perfectly. Like he was like, I need a couple things. I need all the dragon glass.
Oh,
all
yeah,
of it. I
I
need
know.
all of it. I need Daenerys Targaryen and whatever she has. And I need Cersei. And like Cersei didn't work out, but like other than that, like everything he was like, he's like, stop everything. The White Walkers are coming. We need to prepare for that. Here's how we're gonna do that. And then they're here. Like every
Yeah.
episode this season has been like there's been like 3 or 4 shots of like, look at all the dragon glass weapons we have.
Good characteristics for a good king.
I know.
Anyways,
I know, right? But the problem is, I don't think he wants to be king. He's not even
Here's
like
the deal,
king
and
of the North right now.
I think I said this on the last podcast. He has no interest in it. I think he now feels a sense of obligation to be it.
Oh, I could see that because he's definitely like a man of honor.
Yeah.
Whatever, like to a certain extent. Obviously, he broke the rules of the Night
He
Watch.
didn't though. He died.
He broke the rules of the Night Watch.
You mean by leaving?
No, by having sex with Ygritte.
He had sex at the Night's Watch.
He had sex while he was still part of the Night's Watch.
Oh, okay. I don't remember that, but I'll take your word for it.
He was the wildlings' prisoner.
Oh,
quote,
yeah.
unquote.
Right.
And him and Ygritte went into like a steam cave.
Right.
And she was like,
no, you're
this
right.
is the sex cave where the wildlings have gross wildling sex. Let's do it. And he was like, well, I am undercover.
No, you're right. That's the only
I
instance,
didn't mean by
though.
Dying.
Oh, no, because he did die. Well,
No,
I thought you
know.
meant by leaving. I was like, nope, there was a loophole.
No.
He deserved being able to leave.
But other than that, which I honestly, you could chalk it up to he was undercover, and it would have been weird if he didn't do that.
Yeah.
He's usually a man of honor.
Absolutely.
Like his number one hero is Ned Stark.
Yeah.
His not real dad.
Right. No. Exactly. So that's what he definitely doesn't want it. He's never wanted it, but I think he's gonna feel obligated to do it.
Yeah. God, what if it comes down to just like a bare knuckle fist fight between Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen?
I mean, don't throw her in fire, John. That won't work.
For some
Besides
reason.
that, I think. Oh,
No,
actually, does it not work for him? Ooh.
Because he was reborn from the fire.
No,
What do you mean?
because he's part of the family.
Is
Could-
that a thing?
Well, I think so.
Is
They
that-
referred
is
to
that-
themselves as the dragon. Remember, her brother said, "I'm the dragon," and then
Right.
when he died, she was like, "No, you're not.
Right.
I am." Couldn't there be
So
more
is-
than one dragon? I don't
Is
know.
that a thing that Targaryens
I
are
think-
fireproof? I was under
I
the
think if you're-
impression
Referred to as the dragon, you are. Her brother wasn't. He died melting.
I was under the impression that the whole reason that Daenerys Targaryen survived the fire in season 1, episode 10 was because she had dragons and the dragons were protecting her.
No, so they make a point of it right from seeing her. The first time you see her, she's gonna be taking a bath, and supposedly the water's
Right.
scorching hot, and she just walks right in. There's a scene when she's holding the egg. She's trying to warm the eggs to hatch them, and her hands don't burn, but the woman who picks up the eggs' hands burn.
Oh, I guess
yeah,
I haven't
she's
seen
just
season
immune to
1
fire.
in a long time. Okay, that's a trait that all people with Targaryen blood
I don't
have.
think so. I think they have a thing they refer to as the dragon.
Okay.
Are you the dragon? And she is. Her brother wasn't, because he died having gold poured on his face, and it melted him to death.
Right.
So he didn't have the ability. She does, but does Jon Snow?
Probably not if there can be only one, if that's what you're saying.
I don't know if there can only be one.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Um,
no, it's an interesting thought.
Yeah.
I was joking about a fist fight, and then we got talking about like deep lore of Game of Thrones. But yeah, I think that's it.
yeah.
Oh, I hit this. Oh no, I hit this. Cool.
Oh, hold on. Yep, no, we're still coming out. We're
no,
good.
Yeah, I only hit this. I didn't actually
Oh,
hit
okay.
this. And was there any last thoughts?
No, that was it. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Also, I don't know if I said this last time or not, but there's no breaks this time. There's no reason to have a break, but usually there's a week break. But
Oh, yeah.
this
That would be
this-
ridiculous.
This time it's
Just get it out
It's
there.
just straight through until it's done. I'm excited, but I'm also not excited. Like I'm a large
I
portion
know.
of my life. There's been Game of Thrones to come home to.
I kn-
You know.
Well, like I said, and I don't know if I've said this on air yet.
you haven't.
Okay. I don't think this is in the works. I don't know if this is an original idea I've had or if I heard it from somewhere else. I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure you said you heard it from somewhere
Okay,
else.
I'll believe it. Prequel Game of Thrones series about Robert Baratheon and Ned Stark would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
When they were taking over the throne.
Yeah, but like, I think if you did that, you'd run into the problem that Gotham runs into, where it's like, where do you start? Because if you start at the
Right.
super interesting stuff, you're gonna be at Game of Thrones season 1 in like 4 seasons.
No, I think you start off like I don't know how Ned met Robert.
Right.
I don't know why they're friends. I don't know why the families are so intertwined. I don't know what made them hate the Targaryens except for the Mad King, but there's had to have been reasons up before him just slaughtering people.
Yeah. No,
Uh,
I think a Game of Thrones prequel show, if one is to exist, should start with the Mad King's like coronation
Yeah.
and just
yeah.
show the. Actually, yeah, if you frame it like that, if you just show the entire reign of the Mad King.
It'd be a pretty
but
long
Robert
show.
Baratheon and Ned Stark are the main characters. I feel like that'd be pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
And actual Game of Thrones only ran 8 seasons. They knew there was going to be a set
Practically
conclusion.
7.5.
Right. So, if this only runs 5, I'd call that a success.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah. No, that's an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll do it.
All right.
Next week.
Doesn't matter.
Week's more Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tune in
Next Monday for this.
No, I'm trying to. This is going up today, the day that we're recording this. This Wednesday, I'll say this because this is technically a Cinematic Relief podcast, and if you showed up to this, you deserve to know a little bit. But on Wednesday, Cinematic Relief proper episode 2 is going out. Chris and I saw Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what we thought, how we thought we were going to like it, if we liked it, if we didn't. And it was a fun time. I'm actually editing it right now.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, enjoy that and enjoy your week, and we'll see you next time.
Yeah.